Welkom bij de Nederlandse Islamitische Omroep. Vandaag 2 bijzondere bekeerdingen. Aysenur Helen, ooit een talent in de handen van een zendeling. Nu haalt zij haar inspiratie uit het Soefisme. In deze reportage praat zij over haar kennismaking met de islam en de invloed daarvan op haar muziek. I could stumble, you gave me thoughts, which gave me great hopes, and you've guided me before I've gone astray. Subhanallah, 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 Subhanallah. This is my first song, which I have composed when I became a Muslim. I was so inspired that I just can't stop writing the words which came from him. It's an inspiration from Allah. In the Philippines, in a very small town called Karanglan. And I spent my youth in this very small town. When I was 7 years old, I was acquainted by a priest, a missionary priest from Holland. And from there on, we started our musical education. Well, he knew me when I had a competition, when I attended a musical competition. And he knew that I was a very musically talented. And so he wanted to support me because I was born in a very poor family. When I was 13 years old, I began to lead the choir in the church. So I started working actually in the church. I compose a lot of his poems because I love how direct he is in speaking about spirituality and about human beings and about characteristics of them. And he tries to inspire them or to encourage them to come back into their spiritual life. And one of his beautiful poems I have just made for about a week, and it sounds like this. Gözüm seni görmek için, elim sana ermek için, bugün canımı yolda koydum, yarın seni bulmak için. Because I wanted to study here in Europe. I wanted to become like Maria Callas. That was my dream actually when I came here to Europe. To become a real popular opera singer because I have the qualities. My first acquaintance with Islam was when I was 16 years old. And as far as I've heard, since childhood up to this year, that Muslims are not true believers, that Islam is not a true faith, it's not a true religion. It has been based on the other religion, which is Catholic or Christianity. And if this is based, I ask myself, on the Christianity, then they couldn't be so bad in as much as I've heard until today. And then when I was 16 years old, as I have said a while ago, that I have read the translation of Al-Fatiha, the Surah Al-Fatiha. And I've heard that this is the main prayer of the Muslims. And I said, that couldn't be that they are really so bad, because their prayer is so wonderful. And they just glorify the one and only one God. And we are glorifying somebody else. Said, if this is true, why there are people who are in other faiths and they are not changing their minds? So I began to search. I began to ask him to buy me books, or to find me books where I could understand how Islam really is. And as I began to read the books of Said Nursi, I began to tremble, because I was so proud of myself. And I said, well, if that is what I am, I'm not even a drop of water. I'm not even a drop of water. I'm not even a molecule in comparison to him. Because before, I've been thinking that God is a father and he has the kind of personality like a human being. And he is... He's not at all like that, which is explained in Islam. And as I was 10 years old, I remember those questions. And I've said these questions could have been answered before. Then I have the real face.
Gönlüm düştü bu sevdaya, gel gör beni, aşkın eyledi, başımı verdim Kafka'ya, gel gör beni, aşkın eyledi.
At the same time, I was studying Islam. And then I went to Bremerhaven. And there, normally, I do pray a lot. I used to make the rosary, praying to Saint Mary, asking for to her to forgive my sins, through her, help. But in Islam, it wasn't like this. And when I was in Bremerhaven and started thinking about this, or trying to make the prayer, there was a time that I couldn't pray anymore. I couldn't remember the prayers at all in the Catholic Church, which had been taught by me by the church. And I said, I cannot live like this. And it took me a long, long time to think that my true religion actually is Islam.
Love is full of mercy and endless compassion. Love does not hurt anyone, but heals the wounded.
I said, how can I be a Muslim if I will change my religion? And I asked my husband about this. And he said to me, well, all you have to do actually is to make the Shahada. Messenger. And I said, oh yes, I would like to do this. And he said to me, well, that's it, you did it, but you have to do it public. There was a time that I had a very long vacation from the theater where I was working. And he said to me, okay, come, because there is a teacher, a very great teacher who is coming to make a symposium. And so I said, okay, I'm coming, and to make my Shahada there. And that's it. When I came here, I had 1 week vacation, and I could learn the Shahada, Alhamdulillah, the Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, Alhamdulillah. And I was so happy. I was like feeling like a newborn baby. When I read something about Jalaluddin Rumi Mevlana, I said, you are explaining that Islam is actually life from the very beginning up to the end. Not only life here on earth, but also there, where we left, the place where we left. And to the future, you could still imagine what will happen to you in the future when you read his teachings, his writings, his poems. I love the way of Sufism because this is the very best way how to practice Islam. If you know the practices of the Sufis, then it is the best way how to find the right way towards Allah, inshallah. And inshallah we will find this way in this life before death.